It's kind of like which is worse, getting a belting off your dad or being sexually abused by a stranger. Well, the one thing that I missed out on, which they have never missed out on, is a dad.
Yeah, run, Dad, run. Pop, pop, oh.
My childhood it was painful. He was just a violent man. He was a destructive man, so it was painful. There was physical conflict, there was fear and anger, and the main thing that was really, really frightening about the whole experience was that it was unpredictable. I think the betrayal of the main male in my life was very hard to accept, very hard to bear, very hard to deal with. There was a lot of sadness, and there was a lot of confusion, and there was a lot of anger. You know, there was stupidity and ignorance, and some adults that were involved should have known better. I know who he is. I just don't want to remember. It's kind of like which is worse, getting a belting off your dad or being sexually abused by a stranger. In both cases, you're left to deal with somebody else's inadequacy. I mean, I'll go to my grave thinking that I missed out. It was because I did. I missed out. And it wasn't my fault, you know, and for a long, long, long time, I was really, really, really pissed off. There were times when I thought, like, this is just not worth it. I want to get out of here, I want to stop this. So there was a stage in my life where I thought that I was, you know, probably certifiably insane. You know, I mean, all sorts of things go through your head, you know. All sorts of things, but I'm still here. I was close. Definitely close. Very close. But I'm still here.
Now, they'd be ready now.
Are you going to make more? Mum was such a loving woman. She went through a lot. We all did.
Wait till it bubbles.
You know, she was always there. She was the only one that was always there. Those moments when I really, really couldn't see that it was ever going to get any better. But Mum would always say, it will. And it did.
A lot of people have asked me why he was called angry. Well, he was always rebellious, but myself, I never know Gary to be that angry. I only know him as Gary. When with the rose tattoo, he becomes a different person. Everybody else thought he was a bad boy. There's lots of things I didn't approve.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, Mum.
Yes. Like when he had his first tattoo. But I didn't even realise you couldn't get it off. I was so upset.
My Mars was kept ringing, you're scarred for life. She said you're scarred. You've been scarred.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why I never really wanted children in the first place.
He's not like his father was, or even he was a sick man anyway.
If you've got a violent mother or a father, it makes you question your worth as a potential parent.
I said, you must forget that. You are you, Gary. You're a different person. The look on his face when he saw Roxanne, it was amazing.
And I remember I walked into that room and just looked down into the bassinet, and there she was, and I just thought, the absolute emotion was like the clouds parted and a light beam came down, and it just was kind of like being zapped.
He says it to everyone that, you know, the reason why he, you know, turned his life around was because of me, which is a really big thing. I get all, like, funny about it because, you know, it's a big deal.
Hi, Daddy.
Proper kiss. Love you, Mum. The thing that I want my kids to know most about me, I want them to be able to say later on in life, I learnt to love, you know, because Dad loved us so much. Don't scuff.
They're called scuffs.
Yeah, well, don't scuff. Clean your teeth. Ten years ago, I couldn't have said, you know, to Pete that I loved him, but I do.
He has been really upset, and I think it is a really hard thing for him to deal with because that's been so much of his life.
My guts are churning over, I've got butterflies. You know, I'm as nervous as hell. Hey, hey, buddy.
Welcome to the House of Pain and your personalised skin illustration.
To me, this is hugely important, to have Pete tattoo me. He's been one of my closest friends, apart from my family. The greatest moments I have in my life, I share with him.
Put your hands together here in North Twitter tonight for Rose Tattoo!
If you ask Angry Anderson and or Pete Wells, could Rose Tattoo have existed without Pete Wells or Angry Anderson, both of them would say no. I now realise that, you know, I'm going to have to face life without him because he's got cancer and it's just a matter of time. He's not going to be around for a whole lot longer. I just don't want to deal with it. I just don't want to think of life without him.
Now you're happy.
Yeah.
It's important you're happy.
Well, I'm nervous, but I'm happy. This is a big moment for both of us.
I know that's solid.
Very spiritual moment for both of us. I wouldn't do this for many people.
I know.
The tattoo will be a physical manifestation of how deeply and how importantly or how much I value the experience that we've shared together.
He probably doesn't want to let us know that he's scared of anything, but I know that things do worry him because he knows that he can't control everything as much as he thinks he can. He can't, and I think that scares him.
You know, hot towel it? Is that what you do?
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Ah! Jesus!
My hands
Ah!
We're going to be there for him, you know, in whatever situation, you know. And if things with Pete don't go well, then he's always there for us, so we'll be there for him too.
I don't want to be on a stage with anybody else. I'd like to think that he felt the same.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Much appreciated. Much love.
Pete will always be on stage with the Tats.